I've been on the Opel website and updated my SanDisk flash drive. Now this is a program that they've sent which should just do the firmware alone on the Grandland X. So we're going to start up the car. Press the button, there we go, we're running. Just wait for the radio etc to boot up, and then I shall place in the SanDisk into the front. Make sure it's round the right way, which is that way. Oh, again it plugs in down there, and let's see what happens. Would you want an update? Whee! See that? So it's saying update 0013150311601451350. Present on the medium will require at least one restart. Continue, yes or no. So let's see what this does. Please note the function of the unit will be restricted while the system is updating. The update may take some time and the vehicle should not be used during this period. Continue. Well, I'm sat still, so yes. And then it's starting to do the update, which if I get my camera out the way, you can see it starting. It looks like it's flashing, but it's not. That's just the camera. So I'll switch off while that does that for a bit and cut back in before it ends. So you know, Opel can do it, but Vauxhall don't seem to be able to do any sort of updates. It's actually moving quite quick there. It might be worth just leaving it on for a while. It looks like it's done a reboot there. Let's have a look. Screen's gone blank. Don't know how long for. I mean, at the moment we're just over 2 minutes. I've just seen it reboot because the backlight on the screen, which you can pick up, has come back on again. Software loading. Do not switch off. Do not remove the USB stick. And ongoing system has limited functionality, which like I say, don't really bother us because we're not using the sat nav stroke radio or whatever in the meantime. Now I'm pretty certain what I've done as well is I've downloaded from Peugeot more up-to-date map pack, so I'll probably have to when I've done this update, go in, wipe this update off, and then put the Peugeot map update on and come back out and do the map update. We'll see anyway when this is done what it's actually doing, but it seems to be taking a bit of time now, so I will butt out of that for the moment, and we'll catch up when it's across towards the end anyway. So it just saves you spending probably 20 minutes or whatever waiting for updates. It's quite boring to watch, isn't it? So right, I'll catch up with you when it's towards the end. The update's about 5 minutes in and it's just under halfway, I would say, probably a third of the way. I was just going to do a quick review of the actual car. Does anybody else see the Mickey Mouse face there in the steering wheel, or is it just me? Right, what we've got on the steering wheel itself, if I just zoom in there, this is for cruise control. We've got heated steering wheel, so that would make the steering wheel warm up. And we got memory on the cruise control, and how to set the cruise control, how to stop it, etc. On the other side we've got to make a telephone call, a voice activated call, to hang up, etc. Volume up and down, you can search volume wise. These go through the menus as well on the trip computer, and we've got mute, and there is your proper volume up and down on the side there. I'm not sure how much of the computer I could show you at the moment with it doing the update on the side. I don't know what actually constitutes part of the sound system and what is actually just a computer. But on that stalk there you can see automatic. That's for your headlights to come on and off. You've got a position switch on there, so you can actually turn the headlights on and off manually if you want to, raise the beam, and also do your clocks. And it's got, if I turn the steering wheel, it's got automatic windscreen wipers. I think it's raining at the moment. I'll just give that a wipe, switch it on. The dashboard says automatic wipers activated. If I can get, no, it's gone off now. But if you look on there, eventually when the rain goes, it will wipe of its own accord when the sensor sees there. There you go. So that does change speed depending on how the rain is. I'll just turn that back off again, and then it tells you that it's deactivated. Most of the features that are selected come up on there. Got no map for the zone at the moment, but that's your lane departure. So that's one thing I have switched off because I don't like the way it grabs hold of the steering wheel. What it basically does, it looks for the white lines in the road, and if you go around a corner and go over that white line for some reason, you might just be even just going slow, it yanks the steering wheel. In my opinion, it's dangerous. It's one of them things where it can catch you unaware. And it also, with the car being high off the ground, it doesn't feel very sturdy when it does that. No, turn that again, and we've got what I'm doing, kilometers per hour. It's all in kilometers at the moment because it's that's part of the functionality of the radio to change that to miles per hour. So we will go through all these. You're 720 left in it, and time, you know, to automatic. That A on the right hand side, when you come to a set of lights, it puts the car into standby, so it just turns the engine off. You need a properly charged up battery for that. That there is the speed that the car's traveling, and if we put the maps up, that tells you what road you're on. And if you're going somewhere and you've set the sat nav to work, you get arrows turning you turn right, turn left. It's just, you don't have to look at the big screen on the left while you're in sat nav mode. So on here we've got dual climate control. We've got heated seats. If I press that, you'll see it light up. That's cold. It's quite awkward with trying to do this with your hands in the way. Can you hear the fan going? And I can immediately feel cold air on my back, believe it or not. But it is a cold day anyway. Turn it down, then it'll go to sorry, you press it for hot, so it's cold and hot. Fan is the only one that's cold because obviously you don't want so that's 3 positions again for your heated seats, pardon me, which you can turn down. And then on the other side is the same, so press that and the passenger seat goes hot. Turn it down bit by bit, and if you have it on low, you should be able to hear this. Yeah, you've got fans built into the seat, and that basically cools it down. And again, 3, 2, 1, and it's off. That's for your air conditioning to clear the windscreen. This car as well has got a front windscreen and a back one. So I've got a heated screen on the front and heated screen on the back. Back one, front one. You can hear the relays clicking. This is automatically circulates the air inside. My car's also got an automatic tailgate. We can go through these buttons as well. That's one on the left is traction control. The middle one is tyre pressure monitor. It doesn't tell you what the pressures are. You press that, and if you get a sudden or a slow release of air while you're driving, it will tell you you've got a problem with the air in the tyres. My last car used to tell you what the pressures were as well, which I think is a lot more handy. The one with the light on is the lane departure, which I always have switched off because I can't stand it. Then we've got the next row of buttons, which are stop start, and that's the middle one's the parking sensors off, and the last one is to lock your kids in, so you can turn on and off the door locking. You've also got on the, if I turn it around that way, hopefully it won't zoom out. So on the door card itself, it's got windows, mirrors, so I can turn that mirror in position to lock. 4 windows up and down, and also the ability to lock on that one the windows at the back. I'm just trying to think what else it's got. It's got an auto dimming mirror, and we've got a full skylight there. It doesn't open. All you've got is the, which I'm bringing forward now, and you'll see it in a minute. It's got a curtain to use if it's really hot. When it's sort of dark in this sort of weather, there's the shade come back. So when it's really dark, I tend to leave that open during the winter, but you can sort of burn your head off during the summer, so just be aware of that. Both of these have got lights in them with the mirrors, passenger and driver, mirrors and lights in them. We've got overhead console with map reading lights and lights that come on and off depending on whether the door is open, etc., or you want the lights on. What it's also got as well is a tiny light there, which basically is supposed to light up here, so that you can see in there. I think whoever designed that was drunk. They could have put a tiny little bulb in the back and you'd be able to plug in during the night. Trying to fiddle around in there during the night is nigh on impossible. What I've got as well is I've got a driving camera to record my driving, so I have that set on all the time. The seats themselves, which I'll do on a video when I go through on a dry day, I'll go through all the functions of the car. They've got, it's a German award for the most movable seats and the best supporting seats in the car. They are very comfortable seats, and there's so many adjustments with them, especially the driver's seat. Less so with the passenger seat, but you still got, you know, you've got your pull out bolsters here. They pull out to support behind your knees, so on a long run. I've had that on various Vauxhalls over the years, and we've got that dreaded electric parking brake. I can't stand that on a vehicle. Personally, I think they're dangerous. You're never sure when you're pulling away, trying to find a biting point to pull away, and you're basically fighting against the brakes to let them go when you're pulling away. Whoever came up with that idea, just, you know, to save you pulling on a cable basically, that's tried and tested since they sort of made cars. I don't know why they reinvented the wheel with that. The only thing I can think of, it wears your back brakes out quicker, so they make more money out of you. Other than that, I can't see any benefit in doing it at all. We just go back up to the screen, you can see it's about 3/4 done now, so I would say it's probably about 5 minutes before it if it finishes. On this we've got audio, navigation, phone, settings for different settings in the car. We'll go through them when it comes back up again. I don't really want to set up radio stations until we've done the update for the sat nav, because I'm pretty certain it will cock up all of them as well. But I know it's version 18 that I've downloaded yesterday from the PSA website, and whether that works or not I don't know, because every other time using the Vauxhall site nothing ever seems to work without problems. That's why I was surprised with this Opel one, that it actually worked. You know, I just plugged it in, it saw it straight away and it's gone into it. Okay, it asked you twice whether you wanted to do it, which is fair enough. No problem there. On digital as well is an old Vauxhall thing that doesn't work anymore. It's got functions as well that we haven't gone through yet with here. Your mileage, tells you different things with the car. It's just not possible while we're playing at the moment, but it might be not possible because we're doing an update. So I'll butt out for a few minutes again because like I say, that's doesn't seem to be moving, but it is. When I keep clicking back to it, you can see it's moved on. But I don't want to bore people with constantly showing nothing's going on. Also as well, it's a 6-speed, which is like sort of there's so much light in here. It's 1, 2, 6-speed and reverse. The reverse is quite close to first as well. That's why I was saying with the automatic brake there, you can sometimes think you're in reverse and you're in first. It should really tell you, I think, on that dashboard that what gear you're in or there, just as a confirmation, because they are very close. And it goes into first whether you pull up this lever or not. You can still stick it into first with that lever up, which is crazy. But I've done it a couple of times where I've been reversing up a hill and I've been in first gear and the car goes absolutely ape at you. You know, it throws on the brakes, automatic brakes, and stalls the engine, and looks like you can't drive, and all it is because you haven't gone over enough to go into first. Sorry, reverse. You're actually in first, so the car, you're trying to go towards, say, a wall. It's got all round sensors in it, got camera. It also, as well, while it's driving along the road, it tells you what the speed is for the given road. It reads the signs as you're going along, and it picks up people. You'll get a beep if people or cars, and it will actually tell you you're driving too close to a car in front of you, which is often great if somebody, you know, you say you're on a motorway and somebody pulls out in front of you. It's sort of, yes, it's telling you that you're too close, but you're not the guy that's or lady that's created that problem. You know what I mean? It's some idiot who's just 9 times out of 10 not even bothered to indicate. They just get in that lane and pull out on you. You know what I mean? And expect everybody else to just follow suit with what they're in their little peanut brains are doing. But enough about other people. We could go on to the ends of the earth for that. The other thing that I've found with this as well, you see that seat warning, you get a door open warning. Say for instance you're dropping kids off to school and waiting for somebody, a doctor's visit, etc. You don't actually leave the car, so you've left your you sat there basically with your seatbelt on, and you stop the car obviously while you're waiting for somebody to go into their meeting, etc. And then they come out, and then they come in, open their door, and then you start up and drive. It keeps saying that the door's open. You get a door open symbol because it doesn't realise that you've not left the car. It can't compute, whoever's wrote the software never computed that you might sit and wait for somebody with the car turned off. You know what I mean? So all it is you open your door, close your door, and it goes out again. Whether that in a crash, if you ignored it, would turn your airbag off, I don't know. If it gets on your nerves, sometimes I just leave the light on. Like my missus was at the doctor's yesterday, so when she got back in again, it just lit up, and it continued till we're only 10 minutes away from home anyway. So you know, it's just another annoying little thing with a new car. Why they can't seem to sort of program stuff for everyday use, you know, for people that are out and about and I don't think they test stuff properly. They come up with ideas, and you know, it's just little foibles like that that you get people that. I'm in the Vauxhall club for Grandland X, and you get people, you know, they'll say, oh, I've had this up, and it's like, it's just a standard thing where if other people are getting it, then, you know, they must see it, or somebody must report back to them. You know, when you do a firmware upgrade, make sure that when the engine starts, that it does a check if somebody sat on the seat, because it knows you're sat on the seat. So if you're already sat on the seat, don't give a door, you know, open warning. Why it says a door open warning, I haven't got a clue, because you haven't opened your door, because you're obviously sat in there. Again, I'm ranting on a bit. The car itself, no problem at all. I've got, you know, I love the car, to be honest. It does exactly what I want a car to do. It's not the fastest thing down the road, but, you know, I'm at that age now where that's one of the least of my worries, is doing, you know, 200 miles down the road. So it's got stop start on it, so it's keyless entry. You can open the rear door by putting your foot. You have to have the keys in your pocket, which a lot of people don't realise. So if you've got the keys to the car in your pocket, and then you put your foot under the sensor, the back door will open. Or on the key itself, you can press the middle. Let me get the keys out of my pocket, and I'll show you what you've got on here. You've got lock it at the left, middle button, keep that pressed, and the rear door will open, and open on the bottom. Now, it doesn't do the windows open, but it will lock them. So if somebody's left a window down and you keep pressing lock, it will lock the windows as well. They'll shut. And also as well, in, I don't know if you can see that, it's got a little key in the bottom. So if it won't open electronically, that's the key that you pull out. It's kind of hard to show you again, where you've only got the one hand, if you like. So what I'll do is I'll just stop this and get the key out. Right, so I've just flipped out the key. That key itself goes into the key lock to open it. I don't know whether that's for fail safe if the battery's dead or whatever. If the battery's dead, the car won't start anyway, but I suppose at least you can get in. And again, if you look at the key, the bottom left hand corner, there's a little switch there that you pull towards yourself and freeze it. There's a little bar that it holds on to in the bottom there. A lot of people don't realise you've got a manual key as well as a electronic key. It is actually getting close to the end now, so I'll keep my camera on there. Let me just unplug my there you go. Right, so it's saying firmware successful, system has limited functionality, please remove the USB stick, which I'm going to do from the bottom, and it will reboot. Let me just unplug that lead, so we got nothing in the way of the radio. I'm just interested when we go through the menus to see what's actually been updated. There's a Vauxhall symbol, so it's booting up. It's great how you have to have the engine running while you're doing all these silly things as well. Right, so if I go to system settings, which I think is that one, no, it's that one, so options, and then system settings, system info, and view it. So the top one, the NAC one, is gone from 17 to 21, I believe. The mapping, I don't think, is changed from 15. I've taken pictures, so I'll have a look anyway, but I don't think updates has got anything on there. Never seen anything on there anyway, so just tag on to that. So what I'm going to do now is load onto my USB drive a 18 version map, so we'll have to go through the maps in the next one, so watch this space and we'll see if that one works.